Welcome to Turmeric and Tequila with your host, Kristen Olson. Questioning a better way, one gracefully disruptive conversation at a time.
Welcome to Turmeric and Tequila. Today is a very exciting episode. We have not only a good friend in the house, but this is legit Turmeric and Tequila family. And this human, I for sure know, has listened to more TNT episodes than anyone else, probably even myself. So I'm going to give his full bio, but if you know and listen to Turmeric and Tequila, we've talked about this human, you know who he is, and he knows our usual guests. So it's about time. This is, I think, almost 6 years in the making. Let's welcome Theon Walls to Turmeric and Tequila. Theon, let's go. Welcome.
Oh man, this is weird,
right?
this is very weird. Yeah.
Dude, it's so wild. So we're gonna tell like how we met, like how our journeys crossed paths, and the whole things. We're a couple of creatives out here just trying to do it and chase the mission, chase the dream. I want to read Theon's official bio, and then I want to talk about like how the first time we met, because it's kind of a funny story and we've been kindred spirits ever since. But this is Theon's, excuse me, Theon. You're already getting nicknames from me. We're out here.
Yeah.
Theon's actual bio. Born and raised in Savannah, Georgia, actor Theon Walls brings a unique blend of Southern roots and artistic versatility to the screen. Known for his breakout role as Dibo in the Netflix series Beauty in Black, Theon is also a multi-instrumentalist with a passion for storytelling through music and performance, with a grounded presence and dynamic range. Theon continues to build a career defined by creativity, authenticity, and connection. So well said.
Man, I want to meet that guy.
I know. On my intake form, this explains Theon so well. I was like, how did you hear about Turmeric and Tequila? How'd you get here? And he's like, a handsome audio engineer or something like that. I'm like, my dude. So Theon has been our audio engineer from the very beginning. And we met at Podfest in 2020 before the pandemic. And I want to hear his version of how we met, but I didn't know anything about podcasting. We're still learning. And I think I was on episode like 15, and there's this conference room. I knew like one other person a little bit there, but that's it. And I can't remember what we were doing. Some conference meeting, we're meeting at tables and like exchanging cards. And they were selling drinks and stuff. And I'm used to like the CrossFit fitness crew, like you work hard and then you party. And I'm like, do podcasters drink, or what's the vibe? So I had, Drizzly or somebody deliver like a 175 of tequila, and I would just put it in my purse because they weren't really selling drinks during the event, or some good reason, keeping it classy. I was with my friend and Theon and his crew. We like rolled up to their table, and I like whipped out this huge bottle of tequila. I'm like, do you guys want shots? And they were like, yeah. And that was kind of the beginning, if I remember correctly, but it could have gone either way. Theon, what was your first impression?
Okay, so I was there. My fiance and her friend had a podcast that I was doing the sound for, Cars with Esther and Rachel. So we were at this convention. The only people we know at the convention are the people that we drove down there with. And we met. It was like they were doing like some sort of like a team building exercise where you start at a table and then you rotate tables or whatever. And the first table I'm sat at, it's a table with you and like 3 other podcasters. And I say this whenever I'm describing you, I say this to people all the time. I said her superpower is she makes you feel like you've known her your entire life. And without even saying anything, you sat down next to me, and I was like, "Oh, it's her." You know, it felt weird. It's like I've never met you before, but it was like instantly, I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay now," because she's over here, and we hit it. I think we hit it off immediately.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's whatever you do, you should bottle that because it's wild. It's wild. It's very disarming too. So I'm a very guarded person. Like I don't make friends very easily. Like, I mean, I can, like, I'm a friendly person, but it's like I don't really get to that friend part on my side really easily. But immediately, I was like, yeah, this is a bud, so I'll be okay.
Oh, my dude. That seriously, that means so much to me. And we've exchanged, deeper messages just because the creative journey is so hard and we've been in it now for a minute. And Theon has showed up like right at the right time when I was like kind of ready to quit the podcast. Like I wasn't gonna, but I'm like, I don't know. And I just didn't know anything. He's always had good words as he did today. That means so much to me coming from you. And I echo those statements because I felt the exact same way about you. And your energy reminded me of my brothers and your sense of humor, and through memes and stuff, we've kind of figured out how we are really kindred spirits. Yeah. But I do remember the table was first, and then the bottle of tequila was second, I think. But I remember sitting there.
The tequila sealed the deal. The tequila sealed the deal. I was like, maybe because it's a convention and everybody's nice, and I'm feeling good. That's why I feel this way about it. But when you pulled out that jug of tequila, I was like, nope. Yeah, this is authentic.
Dude, first of all, and it's like a convention. It's not like a flask or something that I would travel with now. It was like a straight up glass 175 of Altos tequila, like the audacity. But you didn't shudder at my paw full of tequila, so I appreciate that. But I do remember being at the table first, and I think I was the only one drinking. Everyone else was just like good. So I don't need to bottle up. It's called tequila. That's the secret. And it's out here. But yeah, it was really great because, and I think I remember I was like, well, my biggest challenge thus far in podcasting is audio. And he was like, I'm an audio engineer. And boom, from there, Theon did our audio engineering, I think for at least, was it 3 or 4 years?
Yeah.
It was a long time. And within that, he had such incredible guidance of like, this podcast was the one to submit for an award, or you did great on this one, or, just really straightforward advice. And truthfully, it was such like, I see like a bowling alley and like the guardrails that like help you from going in the alley. That was like, you just kept me on path. And you being in the creative space and me being so new to it, any piece of validation you gave like genuinely kept me in the game, because I'm like, this dude knows, it's his background, like maybe it's not as bad as I think it is. And I don't know, you were just kind of a bright light and continue to be. And I still have not even taken you off the website as the audio engineer. Like it doesn't feel right to do so. So I'm just gonna leave it up there.
Maybe as we both evolve in our spaces, maybe my role in Turmeric Tequila will change, and you already have me on the website, so it's just easier that way. Like it doesn't feel like I ever left, even though I'm not doing it's just, it's I'm on a fact finding mission right now, and then eventually I'll make my way back to Turmeric and Tequila.
Oh man, I'm on a different journey, but on the exact same path. I'm so with you. And I committed to you in writing via Instagram. Like when you go to one of these award shows to take your award, we're going to outfit you in a Turmeric and Tequila tuxedo. So now it's on air and in writing.
Oh, no, that's done. That's done. If it's like, even if it's to the point where, I'm finding, especially with like being around like bigger names, like you are a business, so there's a lot of moving parts. So even if there's someone like, no, you have to wear this, it's a pen or a picture or something, it's happening. Like that's you. Like there's no way that you can get me there without that being there.
Hey, my guy. All right. Well, enough about me or us. Like, I want to hear about you and your journey. Because here's the thing. When we initially met, and even years in the game, I had no idea that you were even into acting. I thought it was like because you're such a superstar with the audio and instrumentalist. And I saw it just through, your social medias and keeping up. Like, we have a similar sense of humor, which is such a gift as we grow older. And, it's hard to make friends as adults, as you said. Yeah. But also just seeing you as like this hugely dynamic human being. So tell me about like young Theon, but when did this acting situation kick off?
Honestly, like 3 years ago.
Okay.
Really, it's 3 years ago ish. So young Theon growing up, like my first taste of like doing something creative and like was singing Jesus Loves Me at church for Easter. I think I was 4 years old, and I worked the song up. I had a little routine down because my mom is totally a stage mom, but she just never fell into it. So I had my whole little song and everything down, and I sang "Jesus Loves Me," and I got a reaction, and I was like, "Oh, yeah." Like I like this. I like this sensation of me bringing something out of nothing and it affecting someone. At 4, it was clear like I want to do something creative and have people look at it and be affected by it in some way. And because it was a song, I thought like music. This is the way to do it. So like, yeah, that's really all of my life, one way or the other. I've studied music, worked on music, or supported myself via music in some way, from Jesus Loves Me till today. Acting was never something I even thought about doing, honestly. Like being an actor was probably the farthest thing from my mind. The only thing I thought maybe when, like in college, if I ever worked on like a TV show or a movie, I would be doing, I would be scoring it. I'll be making the music, or I'll be like an engineer in the studio while somebody was scoring it, or something like that. Like actually like being in front of the camera and acting. Up until 3 years ago, I was like deathly afraid of cameras. Like I hated taking pictures. I hated being on video. It's just it's just sort of a disarming, barrier breaking sensation when like you have a camera in front of you at whatever frames per second, getting every little detail. I always felt a little too vulnerable in those situations. So like being in front of the camera was like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But I think the pandemic, it forced a lot of us to slow down and to take time and really sit with ourselves. And right after that convention is really when lockdown happened, and it was full blown, and just a lot of time with myself and just looking back over my life. And I just went through a serious bout of depression. Like from the time that we met at Podfest up until maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, like it was like serious depression. And it's something I've dealt with my entire life, but like something about like being forced to like sit in it was devastating. And I was at a really low point in my life. And one day I'm at work and I get this call, and it's from, to this day, I don't know who, I can't tell you who this person was, but I got a call and they said, hey, someone's going to call you and ask you to be in a movie. You should say yes. And I'm like, okay.
Wait, just like a random call on your phone?
Just a random call. Just a random call. Someone said, someone's going to call you and they're going to ask you to be in this movie and you should say yes. And I was like, okay, whatever. But sure enough, the next morning at 9 a.m. on the dot, I get a call from this casting director. And she says that she's casting background performers for the remake of The Color Purple. And they're looking for a trumpet player. And someone told them that I played trumpet and that I'd be really good for it. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's really cool. Because The Color Purple, the original Color Purple is my mom's favorite movie.
Okay.
And it's a movie that I grew up loving and watching. And so I was like, yeah, I'll definitely do that. And so I go through the whole process of sending in a video of me playing the instrument, like pictures of myself, and go through the whole show up for like outfit fitting and all that. Long story short, I ended up not being in the movie. My part, the part that they had for me, wasn't going to be used, but it lit something in me that was like, man, I really enjoyed this process, but I don't want to be like a background performer. I don't want to be an extra. I want to actually do this.
Hell yeah.
So I started taking acting lessons the very next week. I found an online school and just started working at it. And in the course of working on it, I fell in love with acting. And I was like, man, I've been doing this my entire life without realizing I've been doing it. So it was like, and the depression disappeared. Like dealing with depression my whole life, like just pills is what they give you pills. Take this and it'll make it okay. But those pills just numb it, and it'll get you through until you get past that little fog of depression. But with acting, for whatever reason, just the exercises, the working on lines and like script analysis and putting something together, and it destroyed the depression. And I was like, this is my drug. I want to do this. And in a very short amount of time, I've been blessed to be able to do a lot. And it's really, this whole thing, we're talking less than 36 months from the time I decided that I wanted to do this to just finishing my third series. It's just like, that doesn't happen. There's people that have been in this business for 5, 10, 15 years, still haven't been able to get an agent. And all of this sort of happened really quickly. But aside from that sort of what would seem to be tangible success, just finding something that I didn't know was missing, and actually having it now. And I don't know if I've ever been this happy in my entire life, and it's a wonderful feeling. It's a wonderful feeling. If I could tell anybody to do anything about anything in their life, is just to not give up. Don't give up, because you never know where that little nugget might happen. And I don't know, that's like, acting has been an amazing discovery. I've learned so much about myself, so much about people, and this just enjoying life like I've never enjoyed it before. And I'm grateful for that opportunity.
Amen. I have so many freaking questions. It is out of control. But Theon, so freaking well said. I can't. Number one, I think when you're in alignment, whatever it is, relationship, career, whatever, and you're clear and you make the decision, shit will happen. And getting to that point and keeping the faith, I think, is the hardest part. And that's pieces I've struggled with. And when your messages came through and some of my other supporters, and it's like, nah, stay in it. But first of all, I want to go back to the call, because I'm here for spirituality, God, universe, Madonna, whatever you believe. Number one, you answer unknown numbers. Like who doesn't screen these calls?
That's the thing. I don't. But it was a particularly bad day.
Okay.
Like, it was like one of those, like, people that have suffered, that suffer from depression, that they can relate to this. Some days are better than others, and then some days are just awful. It feels like you're wearing like a wet wool sweater, and you just can't get it off, and everything just weighs you down. And that day was one of those days. It was a bad day. And I see this number flash on my phone, and I'm thinking it couldn't be any worse. And it was like, typically I see a number that I don't recognize, and like most people, I just ignore it. But I think it being one of those days, it was like, I have nothing to lose. I have nothing to lose. So I answered that that phone call, or maybe it was God, Madonna, the universe pushing me, just like, no, you picked this call up. I don't know what my life would be like today had I ignored that call.
Oh my God, I love that. So I want to talk about how the spirituality and the mental health connect, but were you always like a faithful person, spirituality, Christianity? Like, tell me about how those roots facilitate. I know you said you grew up in church, but how did that like facilitate the game now?
Yeah, I grew up. I mean, I'm a country boy. I'm from the South, and you growing up in the South, it's pretty much football and church for the most part.
Yeah.
And so, like, I was in church uh, a lot. Some of my cousins and relatives around here would say not enough, but for me, I thought I was there a lot. So I think I was always spiritual. Always found like religions and philosophy like super interesting, like how people thought about getting through things and like actually trying to live like a better life. And so like I would say I was probably always spiritual. And I read something somewhere about like I'm the oldest of four kids, and I read something about the oldest in the family. It's they belong to God. Like the oldest is like the oldest, or like they usually have that spirituality uh, foundation, and maybe that was it. Maybe that's it because I was the oldest. Um,
Interesting.
but yeah, as far as like an organized religion, or like saying that I belong to this denomination, that denomination. Even as a kid, that never felt right to say. Like, but do I believe in something higher, and that there's purpose, and that there is a benevolent force out there? I totally believe in that. Felicia Rashard said her mom taught her like this phrase that the universe bears me no ill will, and I believe that. And I think even as a kid, I think I always believed that. I think I always felt like if I did right by the universe, God, Madonna, that it would do right by me. Yeah. And so I always kind of had that going on, and that it wants to do right by me, and that it puts things in front of me that says, okay, all right, this is the path. Now you got to walk through it, but this is the path. Are you going to do it? And maybe I think that's ultimately what that phone call was. That phone call was that.
Dude, the universe is not only showing up for you, it literally has your number. That is I mean, I have a lot of conversations. I know a lot of humans. I think that's the best like universe story I've heard to date, where it straight up called you and said, no, here's the path. Like that is wild. But I also think the key piece of that is not only the call, like you just said, here's the path. You have to choose to walk through it. Do you have anyone or any advice for anyone that's like on that really bad day? Where they're just looking for a sign or a signal or something of how you at least just got through that next day?
Um, you know, I come from a long line of extremely stubborn people. Like, my mom is stubborn, my dad is stubborn, my brother, sister, they are stubborn. Aunts, uncles, grandparents, just very, very stubborn people. Uh, and I think that helped, because even like I know it's bad, and I've been in that room. And for people that might be listening to this, they know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that room. Um, I know it feels like you can't get out of it. I know it does. But just being a little stubborn, because that room and that voice in that room, it wants you to give up so bad. So bad. But you can't. You can't give up. Like, there's something. It might not be acting. It might not be anything as grandiose as being in front of a camera, um, but it's there, and it's there, and you're already receiving that negative energy, like it's already there. So open yourself up to something positive, and it feels like it's no that negative stuff is never going to leave. It does, but it will just have to be a little stubborn and a little patient. And when that phone rings, you got to pick it up. You got to pick it up, no matter how silly or ridiculous or outlandish it might feel in that instance. You got to pick it up, and you gotta walk that path. You have to.
Yeah.
I promised myself I wasn't gonna get like super emotional because I knew like if anybody was gonna bring it out, it was gonna be you. So I'm gonna fight you on it, and I'm gonna add balance. So, but still, yeah, be stubborn, and fight it, fight it because it wants you to give up, but. And it wouldn't work as hard as it does if you weren't as great as you are. So
Let's go. Yeah, you got to write that down. I that is so well said. I think there's so many like doctors, therapists, gurus that have these like really deep things and things to get you out and mind tricks. And I love the idea of just of being stubborn. I think for me, it's always having like that chip on my shoulder and like just a little something to prove, like you're not going to break me. Or I always kind of felt like I was the underdog athletically or whatever, my story or narrative was. But that piece of it kind of like kept driving the bus forward. And I think even then, like God Universe Madonna sets you up before you're ready for the thing, preparing you for the thing in ways for the thing that you didn't even know. And so like a key ingredient can be your stubbornness, and God bless your parents for passing on, things that really do help like make you make the right choice when the time is right. I know we're really intentional humans, and I love the emotion because we are kindred spirits. And then like, if we're going to do something, we're going to go on, and like, there's no middle ground. So like, if you're passionate and you're out here, like you're bleeding it, and it's vulnerable. Like it's like the podcasting stuff is vulnerable. Acting, you guys are literally like, you show up and you are judged for being you or trying to be someone else. But I mean, right there, the rejection is incredible. How do you manage that as like a sensitive, like open soul?
So yeah, so there's that. So yeah, you're painting with emotions. Like so the style, the technique of acting that I use the Sanford Meisner technique, which is it's living truthfully under imaginary circumstances. So if you see me on film and I'm happy, I'm really happy. If I'm upset, I'm really upset because I'm living truthfully in the moment. And so like just you would think it would be dangerous. Someone that was like sort of battling depression was like, no, we're gonna sit in this emotion. We're gonna not only are we gonna sit in it, we're gonna use it. Like
Hell
so
yeah.
whatever you're going through at that moment, we're gonna dig in it and we're gonna get to the absolute bottom of it. Just yeah, and then on so you're being an open, vulnerable human being in the most competitive field that exists, where like if you succeed 1% of the time, that's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
Just the constant rejection, you would think that would destroy somebody. But I think it's understanding that it's not so much a rejection for you as it is. It's not so much a loss for you as it is a win for someone else. Because everything that I've auditioned for, of course, I think I should have got it. I thought I gave my best. I thought I was really good at it. But someone had it just a little better. Someone matched that that breakdown just a little better than I did. And I can't be mad at that. And I'm actually, when I don't get something now, I think I'm happy that I got to travel down that road and to play with that character for the short time that I got to play with it. But someone has it, and the things that I got, it makes me feel like no one else could have done it. No one else could have done it. Like it's like it was for me, and there's another part that's for me, and I just have to get to it.
The rejection.
Okay, yeah. So it's like the rejection. It's at first I think I took it like most people take rejection. Like nobody wants to feel rejected. It's a horrible, especially when you work as hard as you do at something or on something, and someone says, no, that's not good enough. Not even only do they not do it, it's not that they say that it's not good enough. You don't hear anything. So like, it's one thing if you got a call, it's like, oh, we're going to move in another direction, or we really liked you, but this wasn't that great. No, you don't hear anything. So it's like, I could have been this close to getting it, or I could have been way off the mark. But dealing with that rejection, it's not really rejection. It's less of a loss for me, and it's more of a win for somebody else. And looking at it like that, I'm happy that someone got it. I'm happy that someone was able to nail it. And it just gives me motivation because I know that there's a part that I'm going to get that no one else could do because of my life experience. Just the unique human thing that I bring to the table that no one else is going to do. It makes me feel good that, all right, this wasn't right, but that next one will be the right one for me.
Yeah. I really do think going through like the dark days, like my stuff was really through athletics and days when I didn't make a team or was kicked off a team or whatever the reason was and didn't start. I mean, it ripped my heart out. Those were like my depressive days and lost a bunch of weight and just were miserable because it wasn't just me, it was my ability or lack thereof. But going through those days and it's in that experience of loss, I got better at handling loss or rejection or not making it. And you kind of sharpen those tools and those skills. And I think what you just said is a really valuable perspective shift of it's not your worst day, it's somebody's best day. And
Right.
You can be okay with that. And that's a really hard thing to learn. I think it's maturity. I think it's grace. And because it's still painful. I don't care how good you get at it. It still stings to not be chosen.
It does. I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay. Don't make me cry.
All right. So, athletically, you have a game. What does that feeling of being? All right. So what do you feel when like you just miss it? Like if you would have went left instead of right, if the wind blew a little stronger and an easterly breeze, you would have gotten it. What's that emotion? And then what's the emotion that you feel when you're completely blown out? Where it's just like, no, I'm here, but these people are here. Like where you're not in that league. Like it's you've got a lot of work to do. Like what are those emotions for you? Like when you barely get it, like you were just there, and then where it's like, whoa, no.
Dude, that everything you just said is such a lesson in how much you really don't have control. You can do all the training, put yourself in the right place, whatever, and then shit just happens. It's windy, there's a pothole, there's some shit happens. But yeah, the moment that stands out in my mind is you've probably heard this story listening to my cast, but we went to East Coast for college. My team came back to Denver, so it was a huge moment for me and my family. We won, we beat Stanford and DU, like beat girls that I grew up getting whooped on in high school. First game back at UMBC, this old shitty turf. We're down. We should have been winning. I grabbed the ball because I sensed fear amongst my teammates. And I'm like, I'm going to go to goal, miss the goal and tear my ACL. We lose the game. And like in a weekend, my entire reality, like my identity, my life, I'm 18 and a half, is lacrosse, and it's whisked away over a stupid play, a stupid decision, a wrong pivot. Had I not taken that thing, and I had my knee drained yesterday, actually at 45. So like, yeah, I'm still dealing with this stuff. So it's, like one moment could go different. And a multitude of times in CrossFit, I was one spot away from going to the games. And there were a few times where I just wasn't good enough. I was not. There was women that were so much better than me. And other times my jump rope broke twice. I got kind of sick. I got dehydrated off one, like just weird shit where you're like, damn, today's just not my day. And I always go back to that piece by Roosevelt, Man in the Arena. And it's, not about the people that are outside judging you. It's about the human that's in the arena that's marred and scarred and all these things, but knows the feeling of victory and or defeat. And it's so much better than the people that don't know either, because you're in it and you're living it. And yeah, you might be getting the shit kicked out of you, but at least you know. So in short, I would say, number one, good question. Number two, it's if you're passionate and you're out there living on the edge, that margin of air where you are one breath away from making it or just completely losing, to me, that's living. And maybe that's some sick part of my soul, which I know, it's like, we're going to go in, we're going to go. And it might be the death, but it might also be the greatest moment of my life. And that little tiny percentage that it might be a win or it might work out, it is enough. And I don't know. And I guess you just continue just to pick up the pieces for all the times that it doesn't work out and keep the faith somehow. Does that answer the questions?
Absolutely. But like, that isn't like just getting your ass completely kicked. Like, isn't that such a great learning experience?
Oh,
like, oh man, like just when it's like, oh, I am out of my league. Like I am in the deep waters now. But it's a wonderful learning experience because you see like where else you can go. Like these people this is their floor. This is where they're operating from. And it's like, all right, so I can operate from that spot. It's like that. I think we do a lot of work on trying to accept or like how to handle defeat or loss, but no one tells you how to handle success. Yeah. And I think like success can be a horrible, it could just completely kill drive and ambition and focus. This happens a lot, like when I'm working with kids on instruments. Like they'll get to a plateau, and because they're the best one in their class, or the best one in their grade, or the best one in the district, they sort of taper off. And then kids that were at the bottom of the rung, over time, just completely eclipse them, because you don't know how great you can be until you see someone operating at that level, like automatically. I always tell kids, like, if you're a trumpet player, go listen to Wynton Marsalis or Sergei Nakromikov. Like you think you know it, but you're not even close. Like there's so much more to it. Like you've made it to this point, and that's amazing. But there's so much. The mountain gets so much higher from there, and just like completely getting your ass handed to you is the greatest teacher ever. It's like, man, I could be that. Like I could be that.
The humility is, I agree with you. And I'm actually almost thankful I was never on the best team. Lacrosse wasn't a big thing, in Colorado. So I was kind of always an underdog, and I'm so thankful for that mentality and that humility, because I was never really the best. I was never the one expected to do things. And I actually remember texting with you when you were on the set or in the process of The Color Purple. And I was like, the scenes might get cut, whatever. And I remember being like, dude, who cares? Like, that's awesome. Right. But you are in the room of like the greatest of the greats. Like just the fact that universe is putting you in this space where you're amongst the best. Like these are like the top level, and just seeing the business side of it, shaking the hands. Like, I mean, universe is clearly saying that you belong, even if you don't feel it or you don't know yet. It's such a space. So anytime I'm in rooms or people that I know are like better than me or more successful or just have run more laps, I feel like I'm in the right place. Like, cause all we got to do is do the work, like, how did you really like walk into a room of these humans? If you don't know The Color Purple, it's literally like the greatest actress, and the remake is by Oprah, and it's names on names on names. Like, how did you walk in the room being like, all right, let's go?
I think it was just like, I don't know. I think there's a percentage of people that just don't have that fear gene, so I'm not afraid of
Okay.
anything or anybody. But I think it was a lot of just like naivete for the most part. Like I didn't know any better. With the color purple, because I was background, I didn't really get to see any of the big names. But that moment happened for me in Beauty and Black. So
Okay.
number one, it's Tyler Perry, and it's a little different. This is my first SAG job. This is my first big anything. And it's a little different when the writer of the show is the director of the show, is the executive producer of the show, is the studio head.
Yeah.
So
Studio owner. Like,
yeah. So like this person at any moment, if he feels that I'm not up to snuff, could just stop it. Like just like that, and I'm done. So like having to like just be prepared. And I think being prepared gets rid of all that fear and anxiety. Like if I worked at something and I worked it to the best that I can possibly get it, I'm not afraid to do it in front of anyone, like anyone. Um, but like the moment where like you're in front of somebody that really knows what they're doing is there's a scene in the first season where they bring me in to the mansion, and Debbie Morgan, the great Debbie Morgan, is in that scene. Watching her rehearse those lines, I was blown away. I was like, oh, okay.
wait, Reese, it cut out a little bit. You walked into the mansion and what happened?
All right, so like we're doing the scene with like Debbie Morgan, Richard Lawson, Charles Malik Whitfield.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and it's Debbie. Like we had to shoot that overnight because Debbie Morgan had to leave. Like, so we had to get all of her footage, and we did like a little rehearsal before the scene started, and it's a Debbie Morgan heavy scene. So she's going through her lines, and every single word had like this weight to it. Like, and it's like she's a tiny woman. She's a very small woman, but so much presence, and like every single word was like a boulder. And I was like, how do you do that? And I was in such awe of her just rehearsing the lines that I forgot my cue. And they so we're around this table and we're all going through lines, and I'm just like this at Debbie Morgan. I'm like,
Dibo, let's go.
And then when it gets to my cue, I'm still just frozen, and they all look at me. I'm like, and then I'll say my line.
I mean, that's kind of Dibo a little bit.
Yeah. But like, just like that was like, okay, yeah. I'm around like the best of the best. Like these are people that I grew up watching, that I grew up loving, like Debbie Morgan and Eve's Bayou. Like, come on. Like she's an amazing,
that is wild.
Actor.
Like wild.
Yeah. And no, it was just like that kind of hit me with a little fear. But when we finished the rehearsal and she goes back and she just sits down and she's just a person like everyone else, I'm like, all right, so you can get to that. Like, that's possible. Yeah. So as long as it's possible, it's tangible. She's human just like everyone else. Yeah. I know that if I just work at it, I'll be okay. And like,
I would say if you're in those rooms, like when the water level rises, all boats rise. Like your expectation immediately goes higher.
Yeah. So as long as I'm prepared, I'm good. I'm good. You want to see me at my most nervous? Ask me to do something off the cuff in front of anybody, and I'm like,
you like to have it organized, and I'm the complete opposite. I'd rather like, oh my god, I have to be like a newscaster, or like if you were to throw me out there and be like, just talk for 20 minutes, be like, oh, perfect, man, I got you. So if there's ever that situation, you can do the lines, and I'll just stand out there and dance or whatever they need me to do.
Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Okay. Well, I mean, I gotta ask some of the cliche Hollywood questions because you are such a humble, grounded human. You're a teacher and a leader, like working with kiddos. what of like the Hollywood experience has surprised you the most? Like, has there been anything that's like, God, I had no idea it was like this?
The biggest thing is probably just how nice people can be.
Yeah.
Like I know I've been spoiled because all of my experiences have been around just great people, just people that are just humble and giving. Like everyone on Beauty and Black, everyone at TPS is just amazingly nice and humble, and they want you to succeed. And that took me by surprise. I'm a novice and I don't know anything about this world, and then I'm thrown onto this, and I'm expecting divas and mean people, and everyone's just incredibly nice. Everybody wants you to do your best, and everybody cares how you're feeling that day, and that took me completely by surprise. And then the second thing is that everybody's just human, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, of course they are, because I mean we're all on Earth, we all drink water and breathe air, so I was like we're all human. But it's like you grow up like watching these people, you kind of forget that they're people just like you and me. They get hungry, they get tired, they have good days, they have bad days, they want to be a little silly. Sylvester Stallone is he's silly. He's a
Okay.
silly man. Like
Okay.
he likes to joke around and like be silly, and that's weird. Like this is Rambo.
Yeah.
Rambo's not supposed to be silly. He's supposed to beat up Mr. T
I know
and
that's right.
make me feel intimidated. But no, sweet man,
Okay.
loves to joke around. And no, it's just like, yeah, that's probably been the biggest thing.
That's so funny. Well, acting, and I haven't been in the rooms you've been in, but like just managing some influencers and some personalities. And then, yeah, you get to see them off camera or whatever. And it's like, oh, like you were actually a really good actor or actress because you're totally different than the human you portrayed. Like it is absolutely night and day. So I don't know. It is. And then that human through line, I do think is a huge, beautiful piece. And it's nice to hear that Hollywood and some of these like stereotypes that I think us outsiders here aren't necessarily true. Like there are good people doing good things, which I believe, but I think it's good to hear it from someone that I know that it's actually like a place where they want you to succeed. But did you have like a favorite moment with anyone or any star, or anything that stood out to you, or maybe advice that you got that you carry with you?
Oh man, advice wise, I had a lot of mentors on Beauty and Black. I think everybody realized how green I was. Everybody
Aw.
that I was with. So Charles Malik Whitfield, who plays Jules, he's an amazing mentor. Like I learned so much about being a professional from watching him.
Okay.
George Middlebrook, who's been like a big brother, he plays Officer Trax, and like he taught me that the best ability is availability. Just being there and being ready to go. Stay ready doesn't have to get ready.
Mm-hmm.
And the just watching, I'm one of those people that I can learn by watching. Like you don't have to sit me down and go through all the steps. If you show it to me enough, I got it. And just being around professionals and watching how they conduct themselves, that was the biggest. So been the biggest help, because it is a different world. There's different lingo. There's different etiquette that you have to learn. No one teaches you this. There's no acting class or course you can take that tells you these things. But being around like true professionals, I think that's been the biggest help, because I know how to make people feel comfortable and appreciated, and on set and in that environment, because we're all working to move this massively impossible thing that is a film production. We're all trying to move it in one direction, and it just helps to not be a dick while you while you do that thing.
The most important thing you said all day. I mean, everything any business human knows, athlete, actor, whatever, it's relationships. Like, you got to take care of your people, take care of yourself. Like, just be kind. I mean, it's so simple, I think, at the end of the day. And I'm always humbled when I see like the greats or the powerfuls or whatever. Just be nice or treat me as a human and not as like just another piece of their day or something like that. Like, it really does make a big difference. And now with social media, like, our young humans are putting it on TikTok and they can dig out the dirt. So you might as well just be a good person in general.
And something that you said, like, like the character that I played is totally unlike me. And with social media, I think I'm a little too laid back for my own good.
Okay.
Like I'm a super chill, like
Yeah.
moderately private kind of a person. And people don't believe that my social medias are really me. They expect like, oh no, there's no way you have that many followers. You're supposed to have like tons of followers. Like, I get DMs from people all the times like, is this really you? I was like, yeah, it's really me. I don't know what you were expecting. And it's like, how come you don't have more recognition? I was like, that's a good question. Why don't you follow me? And we add to it. But yeah, I that's something I definitely have to work on.
I feel like you do a good job. I mean, I'm biased because I've known you for a while, and I'm also the oldest of four. I didn't even know that about you. Maybe I did, but I think we're like the protectors. So like, even when I see you doing like your scenes and like you're crying or emotional, I'm like, who fucked with you? Like, what happened? Like, what do we got to do? Like, who are we going after? Like, please, A, because you're that good, but B, it's like, I don't know. I think you do a good job of showing your soul and what you care about, like the quirky, funny stuff, the serious stuff. I think it's a good mix.
Yeah, thank you. It means a lot to me because you actually know me, and so that means a lot to me. But yeah, it's like I don't know. I might have to hire somebody or like take a course on how like my social media engagement, because I've read like a comment argument in the comments on a post that I commented on. Is like, no, that's not really him. There's no way that's really him. His Instagram only has this many followers. I was like, no, this is really me. It was like, no, this is a catfish account. Da, 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 da. I was like, then show me the real Theon Walls so I can follow that dude. But but I don't know. I guess it happens when it happens. But
yeah. Lean in. Don't go full Hollywood where you have somebody like doing your social media. Or if you do, let me help you find the right person, because it can't. That's when you're like, at some point you'll probably be so big that you can't like do it on the regular. But for the meantime, like, they'll find you the right ones. You need quality, not quantity. Like, get your.
That's what we're gonna say. It's quality over quantity,
dude. And if you're getting engagement off it, I mean, lean in, man. Whatever. Like, keep them guessing. Like, let it just be out there.
Right.
I love it. Well, so tell us about projects you have coming up, what's going on, things you're excited about, any other like things we should know Hollywood tea wise.
I'm on this season of Tulsa King. It's streaming now. They're releasing the episodes one at a time, so you're gonna have to watch every single episode.
Okay.
to see me, make sure that you see me in it. I just finished another series a week ago that I don't think I'm allowed to talk about, but I'm in that, and I had a lot of fun in that. And just there's a handful of things that I'm in the mix, and it's coming out, and I can't really talk about it. But once they're all out, I'll come back and we'll talk about whatever.
Let's go.
And before like we get to the parts that you get to, I have to give you your flowers, because it's rare that like you are actually talking to someone that knows you. So I'm saying this like James Baldwin has this quote that I'm about to completely butcher, but the sentiment is there. It says that the world is held together by the love and will of a very few people, and you are definitely one of those people.
Hey.
And I think I can confidently speak for everybody that knows you. We are very fortunate to have you in our life. You're a great person. You're a great human being. You've been a friend and mentor, and everything else is good or positive for me. And I'm glad that we have this friendship. And I cheer for you. I support you. I'm glad that you're on this journey. And I would say all those things if you didn't insist that I did. But I want you to know that you're one of those people, and we're all glad that you are.
Thank you. Damn, why are you making me cry? Like what's up with that? I really sincerely appreciate that. And I know we've met one time in person, and like I know we knew each other in past lives or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever the theory is. And we crossed paths for a reason. And I'm so incredibly grateful that we did, because you have been such an instrumental part in this journey and what is now, I'm clear, my purpose. And so to hear those words from you and know that I can, provide any sort of inspiration or impact or anything on your journey, that is why I'm here. So it's so deeply gratifying for my soul to know that it matters. So thank you for saying that. And man, right back at you. I cannot wait to see, dude, what you do next, like how the universe opens up for you. It already is. And just how you lead with that sincere want for authenticity and connection and impact. Like I see you as a mentor for our young humans, for myself included, other oldest of families that are God's children, and we the best out here. But I just can't wait, man. And yes, this better be the first of many conversations. Like I had to chuckle when you said I didn't want to get on the camera, because I'm like, yeah, this dude. I was interviewing Esther and Rachel for their Cards with Esther and Rachel for their podcast on, like, I was like 100 something, and Theon didn't even get on the camera.
No.
I was like, dude, where you at? So
yeah, no, this is completely out of character for me. Like if you would have told me 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago, that I would be on like a series or a few series, like that'll never happen. That'll never happen. But
yeah.
No. Yeah, this has been a wild journey. I can't wait to see where this goes. And I feel like I'm being reintroduced to myself. It seems like I haven't been like me for a really long time. And for whatever's left, I'm gonna be the person that I'm supposed to be. And that's all I ever wanted in life. I'm what I'm doing right now. And so everything else that happens is just, it's icing at this point.
Let's go. Dude, you're just getting started. I was at this like weird yoga retreat thing this weekend. It was like in a backyard outside, and I was so tired. It was cold, and I was laying there, and it was like hard to drop into spirituality mode, but I'm sitting there like getting on a sleeping bag, and I kept closing my eyes and looking up, and the message of this whole event was like, I kept looking up, and I'm like, every time I close my eyes, I'm like, the clouds are so different. Like things are changing and moving so fast without my control. Like the whole 2-hour ceremony, I felt like that was the takeaway of like, if you just hold space and just keep showing up, stuff around you is moving and things are shifting, and it's happening with or without your control. And you just got to keep the faith, because it can be better than you think, or something you couldn't even have dreamed of. And this is the cliche shit we hear all the time, but then it starts happening. And I just feel like you're such a perfect example of that, where I think people right now need hope. So if there's any message to take from our combos or our work, is just staying in it and believing in something bigger. It's so cheesy. But let's jump back in. I want to know, because you've done so many things now, and like I said, the universe is opening up, and big stuff's on the horizon. What do you feel like is success to you right now? Like what's the biggest win you can think of?
That's hard to say. Like because I don't know what success really looks like in this space. Like I think what I've been trying to do is to make everything feel normal. Like so like getting booked on something feels normal. This is what you're supposed to do. Like getting paid to like act is normal. So this is what you're supposed to do. And I haven't really thought that far as to like what success would mean. I guess like a success to me at this point would be being in something, or like working on something for an extended period of time, like really, really living in a character for a while, and just almost like creating a whole life form. Like this person exists. Like there's people that think that Dibo is a real person. Like those people exist, and some of them work at a grocery store in town that I can no longer go to because they hate that character.
Okay.
But I think that's and maybe it's like maybe doing this full time, maybe supporting myself 100% in this field. Maybe that's success from a financial standpoint, from an artistic, spiritual standpoint. Just doing good work and having people get something from it, you know? I think, but other than that, I mean, I'm just so happy, like living, like, so like, I'm so happy just being alive in this vein, in this timeline, that is success for me. Like, I'm happy. I'm figuring things out. Like, I'm doing something that I really enjoy doing. So, and I guess I'm successful in that regard. But no, honestly, I haven't really thought about it too much. I want to get better, and I want to I want to be automatic, and I want to be work as much as possible. Samuel L. Jackson, his first agency is my first agency. So it's like I want to work like Samuel L. Jackson. I'll just constantly be working on things and doing great work. That's what I'm sort of aspiring to be. Like right now, I'm that. Hey, aren't you that? I'm that guy. And just sort of get to the point where people like, oh, that's Theon. Theon's on this. Like, this is going to be good. I guess that's success for me. This like being something that people look forward to seeing, or like constant, like being something that directors, writers, casting directors, castmates can rely on. That Theon's going to do good work, and if Theon's in this, he's not going to let us down. And maybe that's it. Baby.
Hey. I mean, you're already successful. The light's already shining. My only hope is that as your actor, Theon the actor, continues to shine, like you continue to share Theon the human, just because your soul and the way you share yourself, I think is such an awesome thing for, like, I love that you work with our young humans, but for all of our people to see the journey and like the dream kind of come true and unfold and change. I think that is like, this sounds cheesy, but like the biggest show of your life, like the biggest script perhaps. Like it's so cheesy that came out of my mouth, but also
I'll take it.
It's so real. Well, so hit us with you didn't put any like websites or anything. We got to get you full Hollywood, or you've got like all the things, but hit us with your Instagram. Where can people find you? The good ones.
It's at Theon Walls on anything. Like I'm lucky enough that no one has my name. So it's like whenever I put like Theon Walls anything, it's always available. So at Theon Walls, follow me. Follow me. Maybe I'll make it interesting. I'm laid back, so it might be slow going, but it's quality over quantity.
Yeah, I think you're doing a good job. It makes me smile. All this stuff, I make the memes and like the in between. I think that's when you see people's like souls and like, again, like the quirks in the corners and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's the gold. I do want to give a nice shout out to our sponsors: Colorado Clownfish Swim School, swim lessons and water safety training for all ages. They believe in life skills through sports. So go waterproof your family today. You can check them out at coloradoclownfish.com. And our very own Declan James watches. They are local and veteran owned. 10% of their proceeds go back to the Navy SEAL Foundation. So go check them out. Theon, I can't thank you enough. Like I said, this is the first of many convos to come. And I want to hear, I know we did a few quotes, but before I let you go, is there one quote, one line, or one piece of advice you want to leave us with today?
So this is definitely a turmeric episode. The next episode is going to be tequila heavy. So I'm going to give you a turmeric quote. And it's I'm gonna go to a couple. Done is always better than perfect.
Hey.
Done is always better than perfect. If you're waiting on the right time or the perfect circumstances to do anything, it's not gonna happen. So do it. And the joy is in the doing, not the results. So the doing is everything.
Hey. We are always, somehow we're always like in alignment in some capacity. Oh no, I think your sound might have just gone out again. The universe is messing with us today. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
They're gonna try and cut us off, just like you said, when we get kicked out of the big show or the big arena, like we're gonna come right back in. So, Theon, I love you so much. I'm so rooting for you. I really appreciate your kind words. I know you were genuinely rooting for me, and I know at some point we're gonna like cross paths on this cast, of course, but in real life. And I don't know if it's a fashion show, the choir I want to build, the premiere, the award you're gonna win, something. And we're gonna do some big fun stuff and continue to shake up this creative scene.
No, I'm going to make you get dressed up. And I'm going to make you have what seems to be a borderline illegal amount of tequila on your person.
Say less, okay?
And we're gonna have a good time.
Dude, done. I will have like a photo. You know, people will get lit on that carpet. So I'll find a classy way to make it look like they're not already half drunk, and then we'll get them full drunk.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, my dude. Take care of yourself, heart, mind, and soul. In the meantime, and I'll see you on the Instagrams.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers. Please find us wherever you get your podcast. This video will be on YouTube, so like and subscribe. We've got a newsletter out, so join us on that. Go follow all of Theon's stuff. He's got great things going on. Instagram, of course, but check it out. Beauty in Black. I just watched the second half, and should I say you were in it? I don't know. It was good, but we're hoping that Dibo comes back somehow. But go check him out, all his other shows and everything, and just be ready for Theon everything.
Thank you for joining Turmeric and Tequila with your host, Kristen Olson. Tune in next time, and don't forget to subscribe on Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.